Lucas was an ordinary man, a hard-working taxi driver who faced life's relentless challenges with courage and resilience. Life had not been kind to him. A failed business left him drowning in debt, and the weight of daily survival had dimmed the once bright spark in his eyes. Yet, amidst the storm of his struggles, Lucas clung to a simple yet profound principle: kindness. Even when he felt he had no strength left, he never hesitated to extend a helping hand to those in need. What Lucas didn't realize was that one selfless act on a cold, rainy night would not only transform his life, but also rekindle the light of hope he thought he'd lost forever. This is a story of resilience, the hidden power of generosity, and the way life has of rewarding the purest acts of the heart, a lesson in how small gestures can create extraordinary miracles. It was an unforgiving night. The rain poured relentlessly, casting a somber veil over the city streets. Lucas, tired after hours of driving with little to show for it, contemplated calling it a night. His old taxi rattled with each bump in the road, a constant reminder of the repairs he couldn't afford. But something inside him urged him to keep going. Perhaps one more passenger, one more fare. As he drove through a deserted street, his headlights illuminated a figure huddled under a small awning. A woman, drenched from head to toe, cradled a sleeping child in her arms. Her shoulders trembled, not just from the cold, but from a burden Lucas instinctively recognized: despair. He pulled over without hesitation, rolling down the window. "Need a ride?" he asked gently. The woman hesitated before nodding, climbing in carefully to avoid waking the child. She murmured an address, her voice barely audible, and Lucas began driving. He couldn't help but glance at them through the rearview mirror. The child's cheeks were flushed from the cold, and the woman's face was pale, etched with exhaustion and worrying. The silence in the car was heavy, almost tangible. Lucas didn't press for details. He didn't need to. He had seen enough hardship in his own life to recognize the weight she carried. When they arrived, the woman fumbled in her pocket, but Lucas stopped her with a gentle wave of his hand. "It's fine. This one's on me," he said, managing a weary but genuine smile. The woman froze, her lips quivering as tears welled up in her eyes. She looked at him, gratitude spilling from her expression, and nodded silently before stepping out into the rain. Lucas watched as she carried the child into the small house, her figure disappearing into the shadows. For the first time in a long while, Lucas felt a sense of purpose. The act of helping someone in greater need, even in the midst of his own struggles, made him feel alive in a way he hadn't felt in years. The next morning, Lucas's world was turned upside down. His phone rang incessantly, breaking the quiet of his modest apartment. On the other end was a representative from a lottery company. "Congratulations, Mr. Lucas." The voice exclaimed, "You've won the jackpot." Lucas froze. "There must be a mistake," he stammered. He didn't remember buying a lottery ticket, but the representative insisted. The ticket had been registered in his name, purchased just days before. Bewildered, Lucas hung up and stared at the slip of paper the representative had sent over. Who could have done this? His thoughts immediately went to the woman and child. Could it have been her? With hope and confusion swirling inside him, he drove back to the address she had given the night before. When he arrived, Lucas was met with a haunting sight. The house was empty, its windows boarded up, and signs of abandonment surrounded it. A neighbor approached him curiously. "No one's lived there for years," the man said. Lucas stood there, stunned. The woman and child seemed to have vanished, as if they had never existed. The mystery of the woman and the child lingered in Lucas's heart, but he didn't dwell on it for long. He saw the fortune he had received as more than just luck. It was a gift, a second chance, and an opportunity to create change. Instead of using the money to escape his own struggles, Lucas decided to help others like the woman he had met. He established shelters for the homeless, community kitchens for the hungry, and programs to provide education for children in need. He poured his heart into these projects, knowing what it felt like to be on the brink of despair. Through this work, Lucas began to heal. The bitterness he had carried from his failures faded, replaced by a profound sense of fulfillment. He saw lives transformed through the kindness he had the means to offer, and each story of success felt like a victory not just for them, but for him as well. Lucas continued to drive his taxi occasionally, not for money, but for connection. He found joy in listening to the stories of his passengers, offering words of encouragement and support whenever he could. The smallest interactions reminded him of how far he had come and how much further he could go. Though he never uncovered the mystery of the woman and child, Lucas understood their role in his life. They were a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest times, an act of kindness could set unimaginable events into motion. His journey became a testament to the power of resilience and the ripple effect of generosity. He discovered that true wealth wasn't in the money he had received, but in the lives he was able to touch because of it. For you, who stayed until the end, Lucas's story is a powerful reminder that kindness is never wasted. In a world that often feels cold and indifferent, your actions, no matter how small, carry the potential to create ripples of change. Reflect on this. How can you make someone's day a little brighter? A word of encouragement, a helping hand, or even a simple smile can transform someone's life and perhaps your own. Life is unpredictable, but kindness is always a choice. Be the light someone needs, and who knows, perhaps the universe has its own extraordinary surprises waiting for you.